back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I finally got around to doing a formal recording for you guys, and because like the last few weeks I've just been doing lives. Today I want to talk about divestment, what it is and what it's not. Okay, so I'm just gonna, you know, jump right into it. But first, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you will be notified every single time I upload every video, okay? And hit the like button. So, okay. So I've been, upon doing all the lives, I've really been noticing that a lot of black women, or there's black women that's newer to the movement, so they don't really understand, or some people are just, you know, hell-bent on not understanding anyway the movement. So I'm gonna first go ahead and dive into what divestment is not. Now I have, you know, taking some notes from a few other of the, you know, self-proclaimed divested women from YouTube and Twitter and online from blogs and such, just to make sure that I was on the same page as they were. Divesting is not obsessing with non-black men. Divesting has nothing to do with being crazy for non-black men, because divestment is about us. So it has nothing to do with being obsessed with white daddy. It has nothing to do with being obsessed with non-black men. It's about us. The second thing divestment is not is hating black men and black people. Divestment has nothing to do with the hatred for black people. Like every time you walk down the street, you see someone and you just hate them because they're black. Absolutely not. It's not even, for me, it's not even hating black men. You know, I just don't care. It's as simple as that. It's just not, you know, a place I choose to put my energy, okay? The third thing I want you guys to understand that divestment is not denying social issues or societal issues or economic differences, you know, racial issues, whatever have you. Divester, we're not trying to pretend that there's no such thing as white supremacy, that there's no such thing as racism, that there's no such thing as, you know, disadvantages, prejudices. No, we're not stupid here, okay? In fact, we're very smart. We just choose to not put so much of our energy into that, because again, that's a greater good problem. Of course, if I run into an issue with racism for myself or with some kind of prejudicial treatment, then of course I will handle that as an individual, as my individual experience. But I'm not gonna jump out in front of every cause, starting a gang of people trying to combat racism, okay? That's not our job. Swirling, okay? Swirling and divesting is two different things, okay? And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand. Swirling goes hand in hand often with divesting, because as a woman, and as most divested women who are working on leveling up, who are already leveled up, who's married, whatever, who want to get married, you know, who want to find a high value, high quality husband, swirling often goes into play, because you have to. If you divest from the black community and its toxicity, where are you gonna go? Like, you have to have options. But in that same regard, it is possible for black women to be divested and not swirl. I mean, most of the time, if you're truly divested, you know, you're not gonna necessarily be dating black men, because we have a clear understanding that the needle point is, you know, it's a needle in a haystack situation. So what I really want, you know, people to understand who like to misconstrue what divestment is, it doesn't automatically equal swirling, just like it doesn't automatically equals just hatred for black men. The opposite, when you don't hate someone you don't even really care about. So you don't hate a collective of people you don't even think about or really care about. Do I swirl? Yes. I don't call myself a swirler though. You know, there's a lane for swirlers who've been doing this since forever, and those two aren't the same. You know, a lot of our goals are the same, a lot of the things, the way we feel are the same, but they aren't always, you know, there aren't always one and the same. Divestment isn't being pro-black woman either. Yes, much like swirling, there's a lot of things that goes hand in hand, and that's sisters, relatives to being pro-black woman. But at the same time, we are pro ourselves. A lot of pro-black women, that's a whole different category of woman. And in my opinion alone, no one else's, a lot of people that are pro-black women aren't divested. They still care a lot about racial issues. They still like to fight for race and LGBTQ and all of these different things. They like to, divested women, we don't do that, okay? We are pro ourselves. So it's very much different from pro-black women. Now, we are for the betterment of black women, you know, for black women leveling up, for black women exiting Blackistan, of course. So in that regard, you know, concerning ourselves with only black women issues that, you know, could potentially affect us, yes, with that regard, we do have similarities to pro-black women, but it's still not the same, okay? So pro-black woman and divesting, two different things, okay? Divesting is not going too far to the left or too far to the right, okay? So a lot of people assume when you're divested that, you know, you put non-black men and white men on a pedestal, that you uplift white supremacy, uphold. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, when you choose to divest from a community that doesn't serve you, that doesn't care for you, that's black male identified, only cares about black men, and you step away from that, you don't then turn around and stop muling for one community to start muling for another. So now that we understand what divestment is not, let's talk about what divestment is. The most important thing to understand about what divestment is freeing yourself from being obligated to serve anyone's purposes except your own, okay? Of course, that means in a healthy way, you don't abandon every single thing, you know, that is near and dear to your heart that may not directly serve you, but you free yourself from the black community, free yourself from being an SJW, free yourself from being a sister soldier, free yourself from being a mule for everybody's causes, and everybody don't have the same energy for our causes and for our needs. Is to free yourself from the responsibility of making other people comfortable with your choices and with your decisions, no matter what that is, where you choose to work, what you choose to do, you know, who you choose to, you know, build a relationship with, no matter where you choose to live, no matter what it is, okay? Free yourself from any and everything that does not serve you. Divesting is putting yourself first, putting your needs first. If, you know, somebody brings something to you, if it's if it's a big inconvenience, if it's something that's gonna cause you harm, you know, too much energy being used, you know, anxiety, whatever. Choose yourself first, okay? Choose your needs first. If you no longer want to stand on the front lines, for example, if you no longer want to even work a 9 to 5, if you want to be taken care of, that is on you. Put your needs first by any means necessary. Another big part of being divested for me as an individual is understanding what's healthy and what's not healthy. Okay, so for an example, I guess a viewer of one of my videos, I don't know if she's a subscriber or not, but in one of my lives she left a comment that I guess they flagged. I don't know why, she wasn't being derogatory or anything, but it wouldn't allow me to click on it and I couldn't really find it. I don't know, YouTube is crazy. But she basically said in a live that I mentioned that I have like black homeboys and stuff, she basically said something along the lines of, you don't need to talk to any, you need to stop hanging around or stop having black male friends, and I wish I could have called in your live to tell you. Ma'am, let me tell you something. First of all, I am not your child, okay? Nobody tells me what to do. That is the great part about being divested. I don't care if other black women don't like my choices, even other divested black women. You don't live my life. You know, everybody in my life adds some sort of value, and they are there for a reason. So if I have a black friend, one of my college friends, because that's where most of my black friends came from, black male friends came from, they add some kind of significance or value to my life. Are you gonna fly to North Carolina to change my tire if I'm on the side of the road? Are you gonna fly to North Carolina to do, like, whatever reason that they bring, or are you gonna step in? So how dare you try to tell another grown woman what to do? Absolutely not. That is the opposite of divesting, okay? No. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm here to give you the information, my wisdom, my knowledge to, you know, add to the pool of other black women who's on this platform or wherever platform they are, adding to the pool of wisdom so that we can continue to wake up black women and continue to get black women to choose themselves. So I will help provide the tools, the wisdom. I am not here to tell you what to do, because I don't know your life. I only know my life, and that would totally go against the whole concept of divesting. I'm not even gonna let another black woman dictate what I do and what I don't do. If someone in particular adds value to my life, I'm gonna keep them there, even if he's a black man, okay? Are you you're going around telling everybody to stop taking care of their black sons or their grown or children? No. So use common sense. I need black women who are in this community to use your head and think, especially when you are so-called divested. Because if the whole point of being divested is freeing yourself from something, why am I gonna free myself from the black community to let black women chain me too? Absolutely not, okay? You know, another huge and most important reasons for divesting and what makes it important, why we do it, is so that we can be well watered no matter who's doing the watering, okay? Even for a lot of us, it may be us. If you're single, like me, I water myself. Being divested as a single woman, I don't have anybody paying all my bills. I don't have a husband and all this kind of things yet. I will, but I don't have it at the moment like so many other women do. So it's important that we, that there's different, black women, different types of black women saying the same thing essentially in different areas, because we're all different. We're all in different stages. We're different ages. We've been through different things. And it's really important for us to be able to allow the man that's in our life to water us, to pour into us. If you don't happen to have a man at the time, if you're single by choice or otherwise, then, because let's be serious, most of us are single by choice, okay? If we wanted a man, we could go out and get one right this second. So it's by choice because we want a high value, high quality man. It's important to allow yourself to be well watered, you know, to rest, to be feminine. You know, we don't have to be feminine every single day, especially if you work and stuff. You're not gonna be feminine every single second of every single day, but you can be feminine every time you need it. You can be feminine for majority of time. If it's your man watering you, pouring into you, or if it's yourself. If you're single and you're practicing self-care, you're taking long baths, you know, soaking and spiritual baths and just, you know, doing whatever it is that you do for self-care purposes, you know, allowing yourself to think, to unwind, to color, allowing yourself to hang out with your friends, you know, sit back and talk about all the things you want to do, go shopping, whatever you do to water yourself and to pour into yourself, you have time to do that. Because when you divest, when you shed the obligations of the Black community and anything else, you know, prejudices, whatever the case may be, you are able to use that time and that energy into yourself. And that is so important. That ties into just being your best self, the best version of who you are. You know, that's another big part of being divested. You know, again, you cannot be the best version of yourself and be divested, but at the same time, what would be the point of divesting if you're not gonna then pour into yourself? Present yourself in the best way for where you are now while you work on being better, whether that's in your speech, whether that's in your education, whether that's in your physicality, your weight loss, whatever it is. You know, in your clothing, the way you go to, the way you work, you know, your own business, working, you know, for your job, moving up in the corporate company you work for, whatever it is, just being the best at who you are, presenting yourself, you know, to others and in front of others and in public, wherever, just being your best self in every aspect, so that you feel good about yourself, so that you command respect, so that you know, just feel good. Because at the end of the day, we all want happiness. We all want to be happy. We all want to be, you know, the best versions of ourselves. We don't always choose to be the best versions of ourselves, but I guarantee you, if it was a $10 package that we could buy from out of the store, you would do it. So, you know, it just costs money. It takes time. It takes effort to continue to water yourself. And I deeply think that you have to water yourself before anybody else can water you. Because when you water yourself, you will then build up self-confidence. Because self-confidence does come from outside sources. But if you have inside trauma, there is nothing another person can do to help you. And the last and another very important part about what divestment is learning how to pick your battles. Recognizing your place in society, moving and shaking in the world like a high value woman, moving and shaking in the world, making best decisions for your life, making smart choices, wise choices, logical choices, whatever it is. You know, just being able to move and shake. Pick your battles. When you divest from having to fight the good fight for everybody's causes, you realize how just a lot of things you used to think were important aren't that important. And how divesting can totally shift the way you think and totally shift the way you read a situation and just your view, your vantage point of the entire world. Because we're all just here. We're all here trying to have a good time. We're all here trying to make it. We're all here trying to thrive. And Sometimes you gotta bite the bullet. Sometimes you gotta stand up for yourself, and being able to understand no matter what the circumstances, whether it's white and black, whether it's, you know, at work or not, whether it's office politics, whatever it is, learn to pick your battles. Yes, you're black women. Yes, you know, people want to act like we're at the bottom of the totem pole, but in that same respect, yes, we are the original human. We created everything. Everything comes from us. Everyone wants to be like us. Okay? So at the end of the day, we have to shift the way we think, shift the way we see things. And once you do that, you will move differently, and people will start to, you know, see you in a different light. You'll be able to command respect, not demand it by yelling and screaming to no avail, but command respect by your presence alone, okay? So that is all that I have for this video. Hit the like button, comment and subscribe. Let's chit chat in the comments. Let me know what you think. If I missed anything, go ahead and put it in the comment section. If you think I could, you know, there's other things that I missed or could tweak, you know, put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.